And you know what he did? I swear to God. He looked me up and down and he goes, Tom Hale? Oh my God, what are you in sales now or so? I don't remember exactly what he said, but I remember he did exactly say, what are you doing? Like, like what an imposter. Good afternoon. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about the imposter syndrome. Are you a newly licensed agent or you're about to become one? Um, and you've got this imposter syndrome going on. I did, and I still do almost every single day. Um, but mine comes from doing these YouTube videos. And let me tell you what the imposter syndrome really is and why it stops so many people and what you can do about it. Because I know that in this business, this is such a huge business that you jump from you do a quantum leap in your life. Like especially if you are, like a nurse or somebody in a different field than sales, and then all of a sudden you jump into being a real estate agent. You can have the imposter syndrome going on in your head big time, and other people's heads too, and they'll remind you of it, that you're not an agent, or what are you doing, why are you playing this game. I've heard it all. With me, I get the imposter syndrome all the time when I do these videos, because I'm thinking, well, there's other agents that are better than me, which there are. There's other agents that are better looking than me, which there are. They drive better cars, they have more listings, they take more sales, they do the whole thing. And then that's what gets in my head. And then I'm like, when I do these videos, I'm thinking those thoughts, and it stops me from really helping you guys out. So bullshit anymore about that in my head, okay? I've been doing this for over 3 decades. I've gone on over 1,000 listing appointments and yada, yada, yada. You know the story, or you can probably tell by looking at me that I've been through it all. So why would I, of all people, have that imposter syndrome going in my head still? I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm not saying anything like that. What I'm saying is I can help you. And where you're at with it, or where I was, I remember when I first got licensed, I was living in a van down by the river. Okay, I wasn't in sales. I was actually, um, I was a snow ski instructor, and I did have a small business that I made windsurfing booms. Those are the boom is the part that goes around the sail that you hang on to. I was manufacturing those, and I was in sales, I guess, yeah, but nothing like real estate. And when I got into real estate, I was suffering from that imposter syndrome, because here's a quick story. I remember, and I was a waiter too at this one saloon in this small town or right when I got my license. And you know what? An old friend, not a friend. Remember, I don't know if you look at watching the other videos that I made previous, but I had a group of guys that I used to hang out with that were taking me nowhere in life. Well, guess who showed up after I, I, I was dressed nice as a real estate agent, and he saw me in the bar. And you know what he did? I swear to God, he looked me up and down and he goes, Tom Hale? Oh my God, what are you in sales now or so? I don't remember exactly what he said, but I remember he did exactly say, what are you doing? Like, like what an imposter. Okay. You think that messed with my head back then? Of course it did, but I still pushed through it. And I'm going to teach you guys, or I hate to say teach, but I'm going to give you some wisdom and some insights of what you can do to put those fires out on those people in your life, or your thoughts in your head that come up and says, I'm not an agent, I'm not in sales, I'm no good at it, and somebody else put that in your head. I want you to put those fires out every single day, and I'll show you how to do this. Number one, you need to wake up every day without those people around you. And if they're really close to you, like your spouse or somebody, you need to tell them, this is what I'm doing. I don't want to hear anything negative from you ever. This is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life, or whatever you want to say. Number one, you need to say that. You need to get everybody on board, or at least tell people what you're doing. You need to surround yourself with other people like you. So other agents, other top producing agents, if you can, in your office. Reading good books. Anthony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within. That's one of the first best books that I ever read that got rid of that or dampened that. It, um, what's it called? The imposter syndrome. By reading good books, by hanging out with really good people, that's really going to start to dampen this thing and these thoughts, the drunk monkey that goes on in your head about you're not a great agent and you're not this and that with real estate. And another thing I want to tell you about is that when I used to think these thoughts, I used to think, and this was early in my career, I used to say, wow, a listing agent. Here's what I thought a successful listing agent was. Okay, it's a guy in his 30s. He's super handsome. He drives a Lamborghini. He takes 100 listings a year. He lives in a mansion, and he's got 5 million in the bank. And every single time he goes out and on a listing appointment, he sets the appointment, no problem with the first person, and then he takes that listing at the right price. That's what went on in my stupid head at the time. Is that true? Maybe that's true for very few agents out there, but or let's say women. You know, you're a woman. You're thinking a perfect listing agent is this beautiful lady, and she's slim and attractive, and she drives a SL 500 Mercedes. She does 100 listings a year, and so on and so forth. And you've got these things in your mind about who and what a great listing agent is. I'm gonna get in the shade here. It's pretty hot. I had that going on in my head. I should take these glasses off so you can see my eyes. I had those thoughts going on in my head, and until I finally said to myself, F this, dude, you are who you are. You need to, when you go out, you need to tell the truth. You can't, and I'm talking to you guys right now. You need to tell the truth, even if you're brand new in the business, and if they say something like, "Well, how long have you been in the business?" I'm brand new, but I've got my broker on my side, and they do lots of deals, and they're going to be holding my hand through the whole process, or whatever you have to say. You need to show up and you need to tell the truth, because if you start off on the wrong foot with lies and oh, I sell so many homes a year, or what, or you know what I mean, and you start lying, you're going to have to be covering up those lies for the rest of your career, and you're going to start the ball off on the wrong foot. And this is why there's a lot of um, bad raps about agents and used car salesmen and salespeople in general, is because they lie. You don't need to lie. You just need to tell the truth about who you are and where you're at in the business, because the more that you are authentically yourself, the more good people show up in your life. The more you lie, the more that you are on that vibration, and liars will show up in your life. The bad sellers, the bad agents, and you'll have a bad career. So number one is surround yourself with other good agents or top producing agents as much as you can that tell the truth, and you tell the truth. So yeah, getting back to that quick story that I said about that friend of mine. Guess what? That's why I left those guys. They didn't believe in me, but I surrounded myself, like with my broker. He got me into coaching right off the bat. Thank God for that. But if anybody was going to be an imposter or went through that imposter syndrome back then, It was truly me. I was a windsurfer. I was a ski instructor. I was just out to have a good time. I wasn't into sales and selling homes. I had to learn all of this stuff by cutting my teeth, I like to say, through those experiences of going on those listing presentations and failing all the time, failing, but learning, to take listings. So if you are suffering from that, and I'm sure 99% of you have thoughts like this, or other people remind you that you just got into sales and, oh, I thought you're going to be a big shot listing agent now, or whatever. Get rid of those. I shouldn't say get rid of those people, but yeah, if they're your friends and they don't believe in you, get rid of them. But if they're your spouse, or your kids shouldn't be saying stuff like that. But if it's your spouse, then I don't know what to say. You need to deal with them in a good way. But I like to say, put out other people's fires by emblazing your own fire, becoming huge with your own fire. And the way you do that is by surrounding yourself by top agents as best as you can, by reading really good books, by waking up every day. I'm alive, excited, I'm full of energy. Listening to the 5 a.m. Club, Sharon Shrabista, I think that's how you say his last name. But starting the day off right, and during midday reminding yourself of who you are, because you eventually do become a really good listing agent in this business by practicing these things in your head all the time and putting those fires out in your head. Is meaning, as soon as a negative thought comes up, which they will, and mine, I do it all the time, every single day. You don't sit there and say, okay, stop thinking, stop thinking. You know what I do with really bad stuff that I'm thinking about? All of a sudden, where did that come from? And you start a downward spiral on something bad. I This is what my brother-in-law taught me uh, many years ago. He said, think of that scene like it's playing out, like, a movie, but it's on a whiteboard. The type that you can actually erase with an eraser, and have it sitting there playing. But the more it plays, just keep erasing it. And by the time uh, it keeps coming up more and more, you just keep erasing it. But within a couple seconds, or seconds for me now, but in a couple minutes, that thing is gone. And I can promise you right now, there's been stuff that was there. I don't know what it was anymore, but I erased it all out. And if it does come up, think of that. Think of erasing it. But you can't not think of something and get rid of it. You have to replace it with something else in your life, because those memories will always be there, but they're there a lot less if you replace them with something good. And with something good is what I'm trying to say now with this imposter syndrome. Get out of your head that you're brand new, or that you can't make a sale, or all those things, and keep thinking, one listing appointment this week, one appointment, or one listing this week, you know, or whatever your goals are. You need to keep writing them down, keep focused on your business and the good things about your business. That's how you get out of the imposter syndrome, is just by keep doing it over and over and over every single day. All right, I know I kind of rambled on there, but let me know your thoughts. What's your guys' thoughts, with this imposter syndrome? Because like I said, I do it every single day making these videos, but then I tell myself, dude, what are you doing? You've got 3 decades. You've got all these sales under your belt. You know how to sell real estate. You can help people. What are you doing? Just shut up. That's what I tell myself. And then I'm back on track making the videos, right? But with you, if you're brand new and you don't have any sales yet, what you can do is just be yourself. and be honest and just keep going through the trenches. Just keep it up every single day. I believe in you guys because I was there too once. At one time, I was doing and having the same thoughts as you. So I believe in you. I know you can do this. Love you lots. See you later.